Okay, we are back with another video. Now we're going to do the controllers. You always see me do the consoles. Let's do the controllers. First up is one of my favorite ones from a company called Interact. This is the Storm Chaser 2. There was a Storm Chaser 1, I'm assuming, but I don't know too many details on the first one. Let me unravel this. Get a pretty long controller with it. I mean, cable with it. I know I keep messing up. Why does it just say Storm Chaser? I know this is the Storm Chaser 2. Or, I don't know, maybe I am a little off. Well, I'm just going to go by what it says on the pad. This is the Storm Chaser from Interact. You see we got a 6-button layout on here. I do love that. And most importantly, now these two buttons, I think these two buttons are programmable, so they're not really adding that much to your gaming experience yourself. So the fact of the matter, you could program these two buttons with any amount of inputs from the rest of the controller. Here's the program button right here, and here goes the auto fire button, which I use a lot. Here's the start button, select, and the mode for the analogs. Here's the D-pad. D-pad on here is pretty stiff. This is a good controller. Analogs are good. They click in, have a nice feel. Let's take a look at the two top buttons. Now the two top buttons feel a little bit spongy. They don't have a good click to them, but they do work very well once you start playing with them. Here's the bombs. You see I still got the stickers on here. I played with this controller a decent amount. Not too much, at least not enough to knock the stickers off. So that is it for the Storm Chaser controller, and sorry about the little discrepancy earlier about saying it's the Storm Chaser 2. I could have sworn there is a Storm Chaser 2. Or there might be, or I don't know, I could just be mistaken. Let me wrap this one back up. Up next is the I-Type 2. No, literally, that's what it's called. The I-Type 2. This controller, as you see, is rather large. Due to the fact of the matter, it does have a keyboard on it. You get two analogs. Well, I mean, all the PlayStation 2 controllers got it. So you got a select button, start. And here's your mode button right here. This is the little triangle thing. Well, not triangle, but pentagon. Be more precise. Here's your D-pad. D-pad on here it's got a really good feel on this D-pad. And this is the company that makes it. Nyko. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. And as you see, you got a full keyboard right here. This piece, you can actually get this little keyboard thing here separately from the whole controller. They actually do manufacture just the keyboard. But I really did like this one. I got it just because it's just really different. Here's the front with the two buttons. Your R2 and your R1. And your L2 and L1s. It's not a bad controller. And the most important part about this, if you do buy one of these used, it has this. Now this is how you plug in. You literally just plug in to here and you plug this into the USB on the PlayStation 2. And since I do have my PlayStation 2 out, I'm going to just plug in real quick. Zoom in. So you would plug your keyboard into the USB, like so, and then you plug your controller into the controller port, just like any other controller. So that's how it would be hooked up. And here's the wire for it. The wire does have a, now it remains apart all the way up until it gets to this piece right here. This piece, it unites, and then it's just one lead going all the way back to the controller. So you don't have to worry about having two wires just running around. Now we're going to go on to my Logitech controllers, which I have two of for PlayStation. Here it is with the black. This is the Logitech controller. This is actually the second generation of wireless Logitech controllers. Needs 2 AA batteries. Now this one is in good condition. Has all your standard buttons. Has a option for vibration. You can see that. All the standard stuff, analogs, and the buttons. The buttons are pretty nice. So I'm showing you the buttons on this one are way better than the buttons on the other one I'm about to show you. Got a good click to it. Now see, this is the thing that the Storm Chaser doesn't have, this little click. Love that. And here is the white one. This is a limited edition EA Sports one. This one is messed up. The D-pad sticks down. It's really not in great condition. So that's it for that one. But let me show you the receivers for it, because that is very, very important. Here's the receiver to the black one. And here is the receiver to the white one. Now, actually, if you look at this, these two right next to each other, which I'm going to attempt to do. You're going to see that the white one's a little taller. And here's the first generation of Logitech wireless controller. It's big, really big. Once again, the same button options, vibration option, mode option, all that standard fare. The buttons got a good feel to them. Now the triggers on here are really different. Another thing about this old one, this thing uses, looks like 4 AA batteries in order to operate. And here's the inside of the little case. This one is really huge. And now the Logitech controllers, they do operate on a frequency of 2.4 gigahertz. So I'm going to hold both of these in the same screen. Look at that. That is a major difference in size. And here goes a stock PS2 controller. Let me unravel this one. difference, this is the DualShock 2. Now you notice it's not going to do much of a click on the D-pad. The D-pad is good. It does come back up fully. Not too much of noise. It is kind of a silent controller. But to each their own. No analog, just basic. And here is the PlayStation 1 controller. Only difference between this and the PS2 and some internal parts, the bombs of these two are not the same. I can get that thing to hold up. Maybe I should just drop them in. See, one's square and one's got kind of rounded. And to end off on the controllers, the only thing I got left to show you is this Zenith remote. This is the receiver for the universal PlayStation 2 controller, because when the PlayStation 2 came out, it completely revolutionized everything. It was the first gaming console that had multiple universal remotes coming out for it. This thing runs on 2 AAA batteries. And there's a little LED that there's a little red LED that lights up so every time you hit the button. Now with this one, you had to hit the game, then you had to hit power in order to activate a red light on here, because this red light was on, you wouldn't get anything. And let me show you how it hooks up to the PlayStation. I'm going to use the PlayStation 1 for this demonstration. In fact, no, let's use the PlayStation 2. Hook it up like that. Now the good thing about this one, and unlike the other ones that came around the same time, is that I can take, like, where's my Logitech receiver? I'm going to use the white one. I can take my game controller of any type, watch that, and then now it's hooked on. Now it is a little bit on the long side, especially with this receiver, but it probably wouldn't be that much difference if you use the wired controller. So that is the Zenith receiver and remote. Now for the last part of my controllers, here goes a 3-in-1. And I'm going to show you what I mean by 3-in-1. This is the remote for it. This is the company I made. It's Niken or something. I can't even pronounce that. Now this is not a universal remote. This is just for the PlayStation. Strictly just for the PlayStation. And here's the thing that it controls. Now if you're wondering, oh, how does that remote control this? Let me keep the remote in view. Well, pretty simple. Take your PlayStation 2. And this is what I mean by a 3-in-1. Now your PlayStation can sit upright. And furthermore, it's a multi-tap. So you got memory card A, B, C, and D. And you just take this, stick it in here, and it would go into the console. I'm not sticking it in because it's a little dirty. So this is a multi-tap game stand and a remote all in one. I really haven't used it because I don't use the stand and I never use the multi-tap. So that is it for my game controllers for the PlayStation 1 and 2. I will see you guys later. Stay tuned for my next video. Click like, subscribe, thumbs up. And by the way, I'm out of here!